Next point is degrees of freedom. So degrees of freedom are defined as the total number of coordinates or the independent quantities required to describe the position and configuration of the system. So here, if we have to describe a three-dimensional system, suppose we have three-dimensional system or three-dimensional space, then this three-dimensional system have three coordinates required to describe, that means x coordinate, y coordinate and z coordinate. Also, it has three velocity component, for example vx, vy and vz. So the number of quantities or the number of coordinates required to describe this three-dimensional space are 3. So the degrees of freedom for three-dimensional space is a 3. Similarly, if we have any two-dimensional object, for two-dimensional object, the coordinates are x, y and velocity component are vx, vy. So there are two coordinates or quantities are required to describe this two-dimensional system. Then we can say that there are degrees of freedom which is equal to 2. Similarly, there is one-dimensional system, or we can say in a straight line, then only x coordinate is there. Similarly, vx is the velocity component for this one-dimensional object. Then in this case, degrees of freedom of this object is 1. So the degrees of freedom gives us the total number of coordinates or the independent quantities which are required to describe the position and configuration of the system completely. This is about the degrees of freedom. Then the next point that we are going to study is specific heat capacity. So specific heat capacity means the amount of heat required to raise the temperature of object by 1 Kelvin or 1 degree Celsius is called the specific heat capacity. Now this specific heat is mainly of two types, that is, the first type is principal specific heat. In this principal specific heat, again there are two types. First is principal specific heat at constant volume, and second is principal specific heat at constant pressure. And the second one is molar specific heat. So in case of molar specific heat also, there are Cv and Cp. That means molar specific heat at constant volume and molar specific heat at constant pressure. Now in these two types of specific heat, here we are using 1 mole of gas, and in this case we are using unit mass of gas. Means if we have to define the molar specific heat at constant volume, then it is defined as the amount of heat absorbed or released for the rise or fall of temperature by 1 Kelvin or 1 degree Celsius at constant volume, then it is called molar specific heat. If pressure is constant, then it is at constant pressure. And in case of principal specific heat, there is a unit mass of gas, and here 1 mole of gas. Now there is a Mayer's relation which gives the relation between two specific heats. So Mayer's relation it gives the relation between two specific heat, that is Cp minus Cv equal to R. Or we can write the same equation as Cp minus Cv is equal to R upon J. So by using this formula, we can find out two specific heats. If we have only the Cp value, that is molar specific heat at constant pressure, we know value of universal gas constant R. So by using this relation, we can find out value of Cv, that is specific heat at constant volume. Similarly, we know Cp equal to M0Sp and Cv equal to M0Sv. M0 is the molar mass and this is the principal specific heat. Now by using this relation, we can write here, therefore M0Sp minus M0Sv equal to R or R upon J. M0 is common, so we can write Sp minus Sv is equal to R upon M0J. So by using this equation, by using the Mayer's relation, we can find out the specific heat capacities of the gas. Now this Mayer's relation is used to find out the adiabatic ratio, that is ratio of Cp and Cv for different types of gases, such as if we have a monoatomic gas. So for example, monoatomic gas means the gas which consists of only one atom. For example, helium. So helium is a gas which consists of only one atom. So if we have to find out the value of gamma, that is adiabatic ratio, so it is Cp upon Cv, which is equal to 5 upon 3. So for monoatomic gas, gamma is equal to 5 upon 3. Similarly, for diatomic gases, this ratio Cp upon Cv is given by 9/7. So diatomic gas means hydrogen, oxygen, these atoms, these gases have only 2 atoms, so these are called diatomic gas, and the adiabatic ratio for this diatomic gas is given by 9/7. Then third type is polyatomic gas. So for polyatomic gas, the adiabatic ratio gamma it is given by 4 plus F upon 3 plus F. So polyatomic gas example is ammonia gas, which consists of 1 nitrogen and 3 hydrogen. So more than 2 atoms in a gas is called polyatomic, 2 atoms is called diatomic, and only 1 atom is called as monoatomic. And these are the different adiabatic ratio which can be find out for these gases. This is about the Mayer's relation or specific heat capacity. Then the next important point from this chapter is absorption, reflection and transmission of radiation. So here we have studied about the kinetic theory of gases. Now we have to study about the radiation. Next point is absorption, reflection and transmission of heat radiation. So in 11th standard we have studied about the heat transfer. How heat is transferred? So there are 3 different ways by which heat can be transferred. So we will study that ways of heat transfer. The first method of heat transfer is conduction. The second method of heat transfer is convection. And the third method of heat transfer is radiation. Now, in case of conduction, heat is transferred from hot end of the object to the cold end of the object. In case of conduction, heat is transferred from hot end of the object to the cold end of the object. In case of convection, heat is transferred from one molecule to another molecule without the transfer of their mean position. That means molecule doesn't leave their mean position, only heat transfer from one molecule to its neighbor, from its neighbor to another molecule. So there is a transfer from one molecule to another. And in case of radiation, the radiation is coming from the sun on the earth. So heat is transferred by the method of radiation, and the most common example about the radiation is sun radiation. That means sunlight is coming from the sun on the earth. Now, the conduction method is used in case of solids. Convection method is used in case of liquids and gases. And radiation method is used in case of electromagnetic waves which are moving with the speed of 3 into 10 raised to 8 meter per second. Then this conduction and convection, these both methods requires a material medium for heat transfer. So both these methods requires material medium for the transfer of heat. But the radiation, this method does not require any material medium for heat transfer. That means through vacuum also heat can be transferred by the method of radiation. So it does not require material medium. Then conduction is the slow process of heat transfer. Convection is the rapid process of heat transfer, and radiation is the fastest method of heat transfer. So this is the fastest method of heat transfer in case of radiation. Now here we have to study that when thermal radiation is incident on any surface of object, there are three possibilities. That means some of incident radiation is absorbed, some of incident radiation is reflected, and some of incident radiation is transmitted. So here we can say that if Q is the total amount of incident radiation, total amount of incident radiation, then this Q is equal to QA plus QR plus QT. That means the total incident radiation is equal to the amount of heat absorbed plus amount of heat radiation reflected plus amount of heat radiation transmitted. If we divide this equation by Q, we have 1 equal to QA upon Q plus QR upon Q plus QT upon Q. So we can write here 1 equal to A plus R plus TR, where A is called coefficient of absorption, R is called coefficient of reflection, and TR is called coefficient of transmission. Now, the coefficient of absorption is defined as the total amount of heat absorbed per unit the total amount of incident heat radiation. R, that means coefficient of reflection, is defined as amount of heat reflected per unit total amount of heat incident, and TR, that is coefficient of transmission, is defined as the amount of heat transmitted per unit total amount of heat incident. So this is about the absorption, reflection and transmission of heat radiation. Now there are some substances which absorb the heat, and there are some substances which transmit the heat. So we will study this substance. So the diathermanous substance are the substance through which heat radiations can pass. Means if a substance passes heat radiation through it, then that substance are called diathermanous substance. So heat radiations can pass. The example of diathermanous substance are quartz, sodium chloride, dry air, like that. Similarly, there are ether-managed substance. So ether-managed substance are the substance through which heat radiations cannot pass. So here heat radiations cannot pass. So the example of these substances are water, oxygen, hydrogen, moist air, like that. So these are the examples of ether-managed substance which cannot pass the heat radiations. Now there are some substances which absorb all the incident radiation, and these substances are called perfect black body. So perfect black body absorbs all the incident radiation. For example, platinum black or lamp black, this absorbs the 97% of all the incident radiation on it. So this is about the kinetic theory of gases and radiation. So thank you very much.